too much. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, for you are my rock and my redeemer. Well, of course, I'm going to have a New Year's message for us, even a rally cry. But first, with this beautiful, opening, reflective, deep gospel of John, we got to start there in a reflective place, you know? And also because the passage of a year, like so many passages, invite us to reflect. Passages are complex. They're mixed, like this one is probably for all of us, mixed with troubles and sorrows, joys and good things. I couldn't stop this new year from beginning, but part of me wanted to. And for those of us who grieved in 2015, that turn of the calendar is a hard one if we're not ready for it. And I know there are others who feel that way. We come to the passage of a new year with, our different perspectives, where we are in our time of life, young and old. The old year didn't treat us all the same. Within the sanctuary, some might be giving thanks, while others are ready for a fresh start. I want to leave that behind. Maybe we just continue as we have. When students progress through their studies and courses. We work at our job. We keep parenting. We make sure we do the day-to-day things. But hey, don't ignore your dreams either and look for opportunities in the new year. We're so inspired that the husband of a friend of mine from seminary is going to hike the Pacific Crest Trail this year. Isn't that something? It goes from Mexico to Canada. Jim and I are talking about doing some parts of the Superior hiking trail, inspired by Ted. Yeah, we get credit for some parts we've already done, right? We want to make a spiritual journey out to Holden Village this year too. And it's a good time of year for all of us to set some spiritual goals, to keep deepening and living in that relationship with Christ. From John's beautiful opening gospel, as we begin this year, there is comfort. Listen. John says that in the beginning, God was already there. Was there even before the beginning. Listen. Think of that creation story when God spoke out of the void, spoke into life from nothing, everything. And so we can know as we begin this new year that God is in those places of our life that are like a void and feel desolate or hidden and yet unknown or lonely. Before even the beginning, God is with us. And to us, He sends light. He sends light. Well, we got back again from the farm in Missouri over the holidays, and it's such a comfortable place. That's one of the reasons we go there lots, but mostly for family too. But brought a copy of a magazine. My favorite place is that huge living room. Biggest couch I've ever seen, plus a bunch of chairs. It's almost like a library. A chair for everybody with an end table and magazines stacked up and a lamp. You just plop yourself down in there and start reading something. You got to hang in there with me because I'm going to talk to you for a minute about light and quantum physics. Connie's rolling her eyes. Okay, this was an article that you could read in 10 minutes and explains it all to us lay people. And I'll even give you the cliff notes on that. Okay. It described first how classic physics thought light was a wave. Okay? Light was a wave. Then in the 20th century, it was proposed that light was a particle. And we've learned a lot more in the past century and so forth about particles like positrons and electrons and what am I forgetting?
Lepton.
Photons, leptons, okay, and quarks, the smallest one, quarks. Leptons. They skipped over that one. But anyway, but even so, light is still a mystery. That's the thing. Light is still a mystery. It's a particle, but it behaves like a wave too. They can't figure it out. They can't predict where that electron is going to be circling around. It's only probability. So it's a mystery. But what I want to end up with is that light is something, we know what light's job is. And now I'll take us in a little quantum leap back to John's gospel and the light that he's telling us about. The light that God is sending us. The light no darkness can overcome. Christ, the light of the world. It's a light that we don't always recognize, John says. We don't recognize its purpose. Don't recognize it is the light that God sends to save us, to guide us, to enlighten us. Oh, people of God, there's so many godly things God's light accomplishes.